nothing but a big mistake. They'll be calling you a radical. So the first one I can remember in recent memory has been sent to prison. So one of the nuclear energy crime syndicate, Bribe, never in the history of the country post the invention of the Department of Energy, has a briber ever went to prison. Ever. Never. Remember when the head of the NRC, Nuclear Energy Committee on TVA, took 48 years to build, went to prison, and convicted of multiple multi-million-dollar felonies in the 70s, and then he showed up on the shutdown of San Onofre on their advisory committee funded by the state of California. So in Ohio, we're going back to Ohio, my city was gone. Larry Householder and crew, the four of them are all going down. One of them got suicided or committed suicide in Florida. They laid the Cleveland Browns stadium. No wonder the Browns never won a game. After the bribers. The bribers agreed to pay a fine of $230 million when they stole $23 billion. Still $23 billion. Get fined $23 million. The American corporate way, not a deterrent. Incentive, the United States Justice Department, corrupt. The FBI, corrupt. How about here in Utah? New scale from hell. They're funding. Utah state taxpayers have paid $400 million already to them. Martin lives up in Corvallis, and he says, that's where they're based out of. Oregon State, the little reactor at the football field. That little garage right there at the parking lot of the football field is a nuclear reactor, by the way. So, new scale from hell on the banks of the Columbia River that's dying. Go get some oysters. Catch some freaking salmon. There aren't no salmon. The salmon have collapsed. Go Steelheads. Aren't they a hockey team? Go Chinook. Aren't they a minor league baseball team? Go Seahawks! Yay! Jack Sigma to Jack Sick Jackmas. That's a fact. There aren't no Jacks. Ain't nothing but a big mistake. Nothing but a big mistake. Nothing but a big old freaking cancer in your guts. Heartache. Light the Nights tomorrow. It'll be 10 years. On Tuesday for Kevin Blanch, given 2 months to live. Think about that part of the equation. It's going to give you cancer. It's going to give you leukemia. It's going to cause a heat bubble over the western United States. The salmon are going to collapse. The tide pools are going to collapse. It's going to heat bubble. The Great Salt Lake is going to collapse. The whole ecology is going to collapse. This acute radical collapse that everybody's in denial about. Get cancer the same year? Whoa. Frank Church. Frank Zappa. Warren Zevon. His hair ain't so perfect. So, the four in Ohio are going down. Not the bribers. Corporations are people. Go ask Willard Mitt Romney. From here in Utah. Go ask him. Oh boy. Nothing ever happens to him. Think about it. Isn't the Untouchables about the mob in Chicago? University of Chicago, found McKay Brody on Balco, on King. Oh, yes, she died of cancer, too. Well, moved to St. George. And this is not opinion. This is unarguable, well-documented. I don't do opinion. You go to the LDS East 8 bone marrow transplant, one of the cutting-edge radical AML leukemia units in the world. Thimbo Peters from Copenhagen, Denmark. A group of doctors. I'll be the first one in the country. They're the ones that call the University of Utah the luxury good of death. That's not my term. Huntsman Medical Center. That's not my term. Now, I asked John Huntsman to his face, what about these little SMRs? Yeah, Kevin, I'm the one that collected the data. They have one at the University of Utah. So, Utah's paid $400 million to NuScale. Martin says they're driving around Bugattis up there. They don't do anything. Just free money. Price Anderson, Price Anderson, Price Anderson, Price Anderson, the Congressional Act. Free money. No accountability. Bechtel on the Hill. Stephen Bechtel is dead. Stephen Bechtel is dead. Bechtel on the Hill. Well, you were paid to put triple liners around Hanford, and you didn't do it. Well, I'll just throw it right back at you at Congress. You're the ones that pass these laws and keep passing these laws, Price Anderson, but there's no liability on us. It's your fault, not mine. What'd you do with the money? We created PR firms to attack anti-nuclear activists. Edward Snowden in Park City, Utah. I'm there, the Eccles Foundation. My question goes up. You reported in your one teeny percent that Green Garwalda and Laura only put that much out of. Talk about frauds. Maybe I can get an Oscar, me and Lindsay Mills. If she's a performance artist, what the fuck am I? I thought he was going to South America. He's going to attack the global oligarchs. Edward Snowden. So I got to the top of the CIA level all the way. BYU Law, Los Alamos. I got all the way to the top. And I found out there's another top. Well, who's the other top? I broke into it. Global oligarchs. I thought he was flying to South America. How does he end up next to the greatest global oligarch? Firstborn unicorn, hardcore soft porn. The heir to the Russian royal family doing the DNA swap. Look it up. It's Prince Harry. Now it's Prince Harry's having my baby. What a love. Dropped one in California. The Russian River. They've been fighting over this land. Last of the Mohicans on Balco on chemo. What's he talking? This is for the big kids. Run along, Johnny. So they're going to prison. He's going to prison today for 2 years. And get this. He makes a statement to the judge. He says, well, I want her to get my sentence done so I can go home and take care of my wife who has cancer. Well, how did she get cancer? Nuclearism. Hello. Where's your sign, Blanch? This is the sign I carry around in the Utah State Capitol to these sellouts. This is get back to the bone marrow transplant center. Firstborn unicorn. So I'm in the bone marrow transplant center. And they serve all of Utah. They're the number one maybe in the world. On any given day, southern Utah makes up 5% of this Wasatch population and into Idaho. They serve Arco, Idaho too. There's a lot of them in there from Arco. Idaho National Lab. What's that? Little SMR blew up there. Santa Susana, little SMR blew up there. On the White Sea in Russia on 8/8/2019. SMR blows up, kills at least 6, most likely 8. The lead nuclear physicist in all of Russia. Andrei Sakharov on chemo on Balco. Zarbomba! I don't eat, sleep, drink this. I sleep literally with it. Any given day, well over 50% of the people are in there fighting for their lives are from southern Utah. Nancy, the world-class triathlete in the room to the left of me. Marshall Jensen, the most famous leukemia patient in the last 30, 40 years in the room right to me, maybe in history. They died the same day. Nancy, world-class triathlete, moved to Moab to train. Life excavated. I says, you do know it's maybe one of the most radioactive places in the world. Uranium, tailings, open-air tests, blah, blah. She says, yeah, Kevin, I know now. I didn't know then. Why, outside the lines, ESPN, why do the marquee athletes, triathletes, on all of them, die so young? It's where they're training. Let's see, we swim in the Pacific. They swim in the Pacific Ocean. Go right there to San Francisco, the most filthy place in the one of them, until Santa Barbara now. You know, SoCal, drink up, get some desalination water, oil spill, sewer spill, mix in with some Fukushima fallout, dead titles at your feet. They were dead before the oil spill, Kevin Blanch's work. Any given day, you go to that bone marrow transplant center. I used to take people in there on field trips. My doctor gave me permission. Oh, the management didn't like it, but I don't give a fuck what the management says. By the way, the head IC has cancer right now. He's going to speak it like the night again after he abused so many cancer-freaking patients, including Kevin Blanch. Misdiagnosed, kicked off Medicaid. That's attempted murder by Mike Lee. whose dad died young of this very disease. Oh, Kevin, I'm a downwinder. You're not? You forgot about freaking the uranium tailings in southern Utah and the open air test. You forgot about Fukushima, Chernobyl, but it didn't forget about you. 50% of the people in that unit dying are from southern Utah on any given day when they make up 5%. That's unarguable science. My tide pool work is unarguable science. The leukemia, you $400 million United States taxpayer, Utah taxpayers already funded to NuScale from hell. We're going to have them on 2021, these little reactors in Morgan, Utah, in Brigham City, Utah, in Logan, Utah, in Murray City. Yeah, sure you are. They rolled in, they bribed people. I know, I mean, the mayor of Kaysville got a $300,000 bribe. Nothing here in Utah. Where's the FBI? This Mega Dairy, head of the DNR right here, this Gibson character right here, on this illegal plant that's built right down 12th Street, Promontory freaking dump site. No investigation, $25 million missing from the Winter County Road Fund, federal grant, nothing. They sue to get the Kathy for the Tribune, and Senator Zimmer spend millions and millions, hundreds of thousands of dollars at least to, get the Grandma Act. They win. It's well over a month ago. Nothing. The Untouchables, the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate. The Untouchables. So he goes to prison in South Carolina. I'm in the bone marrow transplant at LDS. There's a guy. We all get to know each other in the clinic. There's a woman I got to be friends with from Idaho. She's from Twin Falls. She's dying of AML leukemia. Her husband, he's quite a bit older than me. Well, I'm one of the lead Idaho state legislators. This little NuScale thing's going to bring jobs. I said, your wife's dying of cancer. Wasn't she born and raised right there in Twin? Yeah. You know what your cancer, you know about the accident that happened. Oh, that was a long time ago. So she passes away. I go to the funeral. I talked to her at the funeral. I said, well, I guess you voted against that bill to bring the nuclear waste from Hunters Point to Idaho National Lab and to fund these. I said, oh no, I voted for it. Mike Lee, my dad's a downwinder. All for it. Governor Herbert, my dad died of AML leukemia. He was in a bone marrow transplant center. All for it. John freaking Chemical freaking Huntsman. All for it. Whole family. His father, one of the richest men in the world. I'm going to go after Mike Lee for kicking our Medicaid money back. I'm going to run my son against him. Then he becomes his campaign manager. What? The club! BYU, CIA, law, nuclearism. Go to Los Alamos. They're all Mormons who work there. What? Yeah. Why? I mean, I'm friends with them. I'm a Mormon. I'm friends with the president of the Mormon Church, Nelson. Good guy. Heart surgeon. He says, all right, get rid of Mormon. Get rid of all this, but they won't listen to him. Utah. Funding these little NuScale reactors, $400 million. So he goes to prison today. Wife dying of cancer. They don't care. I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Oh, they have a pill, these elites. And how come the Portland Trailblazers owner, remember his anchor? He was a Maxwell. Maxwell sitting in prison. Saved the oceans, her yacht. Remember Paul Allen's yacht? And it grabbed a hold of the barrier, the anchor, and ripped the reef out. Oh, sorry, bound. What do you think just happened in SoCal? Desal plant. Consumption, junkies. I thought the Mormon Church, I thought Christianity, the evangelicals, I thought of these people where the crux of Christianity was anti-usury. Did he go into the temple with a whip and throw them out, the money changers? I thought they were anti-usury. Now it's totally unconscious. Usury. The anchor. So he goes to prison. Never in the history of this country. The Department of Energy, the Department of Nuclearism was in 1945. Most corrupt organization in the world. Fukushima. In fact, they hired PR firms to attack Kevin Blanch, which are felonies in all 50 states while he's in critical condition. All over the internet, just attacking me, bitch. I had guns in my face twice along this path while in critical condition. Felonies in all 50 states. Kicked off Medicaid while I'm in a bone marrow transplant. I'll be the first one in the history of the country, according to my doctor, maybe in the world, to survive AML de novo with a marker this high willingly without a transplant. Now, Brian Morris is the pioneer in front of me. They say him to die. He didn't die, but his came back after 9 years. And he had a transplant and didn't work. Winston, his son, gave him but they used a booster from the University of Utah. And it worked. They gave him the juice. And it worked. Yeah. I like how the University of Utah, anybody even thinks about it now, they just think of football. Oh, so grotesque. Really? 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 That's what we are. Disturbing. Disgusting. So we finally got some rain here at Scorched Earth. Where'd you sleep last night? Don't you lie to me, Blanch. Slept in the dead fucking pines with the suns from Fukushima, Japan. Oh, they always shine. Acute, radical freaking climate change. This Great Salt Lake proves it. My videos prove it. Acute, radical change. And we're all in. It becomes as natural as occupying cattle onto the West Weber landscape. No, cows aren't native here. Neither are horses and cowboys. That's all manufactured. I grew up on a big ranch here. By the way, my incredible uncle, the great, incredible fighter pilot, the great, incredible athlete, the greatest athlete in Weber High history, BYU football, Claude Blanch has passed away. Had a massive stroke at 86. Born and raised in that house right there. The Japanese theater, he ran the whole program over there for all those years. Kevin Blanch. Concrete knowledge. Firstborn, where'd you sleep last night? That sunflower in my yard came from Lake Barrett's yard. Yeah, the guy covering up Fukushima. Lake Barrett on 60 Minutes to Leslie Stahl. Told you what Kevin Blanch. Took 3,100 something days for them to tell you on 60 Minutes what Kevin Blanch told you in 1 hour. How'd they do it? One by Jetstream, two by cable TV. To Leslie Stahl. Well, this is like going to the moon to fix this nuclear disaster at Fukushima, Japan. Way bigger than that. It's never happened before. Where's it at? They're in the Pacific Ocean right there. Kevin Blanch, March 12th, April 4th. They're dumping plutonium into the Pacific Ocean. Wake up. They're going to genocide it. It's going to give you cancer. It's going to make the Great Salt Lake go dry. Tide pools are going to collapse. The salmon glide. All they're set up. That's good science. First you hypothesize the knowledge, then you do the field work. That came from the fires. Beach. Fading away. George, you're going to let me tend them rabbits. Who graffitied your house, Blanch? Firstborn unicorn. Hardcore soft porn. Dream of California. Breaking news. Breaking news. The Great Basin. Those mountains catch the snow from Fukushima, Japan. What are you talking about? The Pacific Ocean. The jet stream moves left to right. Breaking news. Fish swim. Dead tide pulls at your feet, Edie. The cult. The cult. And I don't mean the cure. Run for the cure. Ignore the cause. The University of Utah's new logo. Ask John Huntsman. Oh, he's on the board of directors of Ford now. Ask our governor here. He's in bed with Bill Gates. He's going to nuke Wyoming now, after we already nuked Idaho. Utah funding him, testing him in Idaho from Oregon. Firstborn unicorn. It becomes as natural as unleashing cattle onto the West Weber landscape. So, go team. New scale from hell. So the first bribe to prison today. And he makes a statement to the judge. Well, I want to hurry get my sentence so I can get out and be with my wife. She's dying of cancer. I wonder how she got that. I wonder how she got that. It'll be 10 years. Down the stretch I come. It's going to be a big deal. My daughter says you can't celebrate till 11/11/11. That's the day I went into the bone marrow transplant center. They nuked my father to death in the Nevada test site. My uncle, an incredible athlete, an incredible chemist. Japan, oh, he was an anti-nuclear. Famous fighter pilot. Famous fighter pilot. He's the one that gave me that picture. It's my dad. See the burns all over him? Nuked to death in the Nevada test site. Drafted Marine. I'm so Utah. 7th generation Utah. I'm so Utah. That my social media addresses would show up as the LDS East 8 bone marrow transplant, Salt Lake City, Utah. I lived there basically for 5 years until Mike Lee kicked me out of Medicaid, sent me home to die. 11 kicking. I would fight for everybody that has passed, including Mike Lee's dad, including John Huntsman's dad, including Governor Herbert's dad, including my dad, including all the children. My little step granddaughter is in primaries right now. My nephew, 3 doors down right there. Little Charlie. Acute belastic leukemia at primaries in the outbreak at the University of Utah. But run for the cure. Don't talk about the cause. So the first one goes to prison. They only go after the Browns. Ask them in Ohio. Go Browns! The stadium's named after the nuclear. How about Utah? Remember Bobby Sloan, how they disrespected her? The Energy Solutions! Yep, nuclear waste dump site. Jazz. I wonder why they never win. How about Weber State, who is now Meber Hate. How about them? The Water's Curse. I wonder why they can never win a game. Never won a big game in the history of the school. The Water's Curse. They go after the first Bribe to prison in Ohio, in South Carolina, not in Utah, but not the Bribers. The Untouchables. The Untouchables. The Untouchables. Go team. The nuclear energy crime city. If Fukushima hasn't proved to you, they run the world. They are the world. They own the world. They own you. They own your children. They own your pet dogs. They own your, friendship slave on your leash, Charlie and Mimi. They own it all. This acute catastrophe of the last 10 years, and we're just going to see no nuclear evil, hear no nuclear evil. The nuclear energy! Utah, wannabe, South Carolina, Ohio, and perhaps, I wonder why the Browns can't fucking ever win. Remember Ernest Miner's fumble? Marty Schottenheimer on chemo on Balco. What about Andy Reid? Oh, yeah, he's from here. What about his kid? Is he in prison? What did he do? Isn't he from here? Yeah, he played at BYU. Go team. The Untouchables. So the Bribe, but not the Briber. Gotta get out. Help my wife. She's fighting cancer, yet he supports the very people that give them cancer. Unconscious America. Mike Lee sneaking in nuclear waste from Italy into the energy. That's where I was at when Fukushima happened, protesting the Italian waste coming into Utah. I should be in Italy right now, but they won't let us in. The climate summit's in Milan right now. In Vienna. 2 years ago today, at IAEA at Vienna. My signs. The killers! IAEA. They get a subsidy at the global level, IAEA. Price Anderson, federal level. You take every single energy source Department of Energy supports, they support 13. Times the other 12 by 12, you won't even get close to nuclearism. Stephen Bechtel, why didn't you put the triple tanks? Right back at you, because you passed laws that we can't touch you. You can't touch us. Congress, you did this. Price Anderson. I remember when Jake Garn, our senator here, used to fight Price Anderson. I remember when this state was anti-nukers. Now they don't care. They're going to see American manufactured Jesus. Okay. So I've walked through the valley of the shadow of death. Right here. Oh, I fear no evil. Go after the bribers, but not the bribees. Stay tuned.